Lithuanian, Lenin, llamas. Hi, I'm Matt, and welcome to another edition of Borders on Budgets. On this episode, we are in Druskininkai, Lithuania, at Gruto Parkas, a theme park for vilified Soviet statues. Hi, I'm Matt, and welcome to this pack of matches, and thank you very much for tuning in.
Seems like this should be on the Blair Witch.
Next episode.
A reminder, Borders on Budgets.
The entrance to Gruto Parkas is certainly cheery enough, despite being under the watchful eye of this Soviet soldier sculpted in the socialist realist manner. The reason for the playground at Gruto Parkas, besides keeping today's youngsters amused, is to show what the children of the Soviet Union would have played with decades ago. There is even a zoo, a petting farm, and an aviary at Gruto Parkas. However, the focus of this story will not be on the animals. Following the frivolity of the farm and the playground, then comes the seriousness of the Soviet sculptures. Gruto Parkas was established almost 20 years ago after a local businessman collected and salvaged the statues and sculptures from around Lithuania, which were otherwise glorifying communism and life in the Soviet Union. 10 years after Lithuania finally gained its independence from the USSR, these public artworks would not have been seen in a favorable manner. The park is inside a pine forest, and this design gives visitors a sense of what a Siberian gulag and its isolation would have been. Toronto Raptors, #1. I'm glad that I wore my best red for this occasion. As expected, we've come across the grand slam of communism and Soviet dictatorship. Frederick Engels, Karl Marx, Vladimir Lenin, and Joseph Stalin. And making the honorable mention list is some local Lithuanian dude. While most of the outdoor exhibits are stone sculptures or bronze plaques, this tribute stands out because it is a wood carving. Created in 1974 and using the Latin-based Lithuanian characters of the alphabet, in the absence of a description of this artwork, I would hazard a guess and state that this would be a tribute to a pro-Soviet Lithuanian partisan. Besides the dozens of outdoor sculptures, Gruto Parkas also has several indoor pavilions where the arts and the artifacts portray the politics and the idyllic life from the Soviet Union. This massive mural is certainly eye-catching. I wonder how realistic it would have been during the 1950s Soviet Union with the collectivization of a wheat farm and likely this private car. Talk about the romanticism of communism. These works remind me of George Orwell's novel Animal Farm, where he describes communism as the animals all being equal, except some animals, the pigs, being more equal than others. While this may be a theme park in a natural setting, let's not confuse Gruto Parkas with Disneyland as the happiest place on earth. Notwithstanding the cheery music of These Are the Days, my friends, this is a particularly eerie display at the park. Besides the barbed wire in the electrified fence, that watchtower would give an indication as to how a Soviet work camp would look like, probably in the Siberian gulag. I don't know about the music, but boy, those loudspeakers, if music was actually being played during these periods of detention, that would drive me as a prisoner nuts. Unquestionably, with the dozens of statues and sculptures, along with hundreds of artifacts glorifying communism and the Soviet Union rule over Eastern Europe, there is a political statement being made at Gruto Parkas. However, the park is no fan of communism or the USSR rule over Lithuania especially, and according to this guide here, as it reads, Stalin remained an autocratic dictator of the Soviet Union. All nations became victims of his inspired and organized terror and genocide. While totalitarian rule comes straight out of the playbook of the Communist Manifesto, these words don't showcase Stalin and the Soviet Union in a positive manner. Well, there's always something nice to be said about your enemy, and certainly Lenin can sport a three-piece suit well. Thank you for tuning in to another edition of Borders on Budgets. A reminder, Borders on Budgets, long-distance hikes, slices of life, not a lot of money. From Gruto Parkas near Druskininkai, Lithuania, thank you for tuning in, and I look forward to seeing you on the next episode.
Ooh! Tunnel! It's a tunnel! Oh, how neat! Woo, woo!
Did you like this video? Well, maybe like isn't the right word. Did you learn something from this video? Good. Help Borders on Budgets. Hit the subscribe button below, and I'm going to leave a link from one of the previous videos from my Soviet/communist nostalgia playlist.